Hello friends, welcome to SN Academy. Now this video I'll be explaining to you about the current affairs which are important for your exams in a very simplified manner, like I'll be explaining to you the basics, and this is part 3 video. Now in this part 3 video we'll be concentrating about the Galwan issue. Everyone knows the Galwan issue is a very important topic because it is occurring at the Indo-China border, especially near Ladakh. And in this Galwan issue, the most tricky question which will be asked in your exams is how or why our Indian soldiers did not fire at the Chinese soldiers when they were attacked. Now this is the most trickiest question. So as I told you, this is an important topic for your exams. So both objective type you will get and mains type and interview. And this especially comes under decision making and ethics. Now, why it comes under decision making and ethics? Remember, being an IAS or an IPS officer, or you want to become an officer, decision making is the key. Okay, in your interview, if you get decision making questions and if you are able to give a good rational decision, come up with a final solution, you are the topper in that particular interview. So before answering the question, let us see what is the ground situation. We all know that the Indian soldiers and the Chinese soldiers are fighting with each other at the border. Now the Indian soldiers were carrying weapons, okay, but remember these weapons, the barrels in the weapons were facing downwards. Now this was the practice at Sino-India border, that is India-China border, since 1962. This is very important. Okay, the barrels were always pointing downwards, especially at the India-China border. Now why downwards? Remember, this was a routine practice. It was to prevent accidental firing. Okay. Next is to prevent misunderstanding with the Chinese. Remember, especially at the borders, you stand around like 100 meters away and you face each other with the Chinese. Okay, your body language speaks over there. He first watches your gun, what type of gun you're carrying, what type of weapons you are carrying, and where it is pointing. Okay, so it is always pointed downwards. So it communicated with the Chinese army that you're not in for a fight. Okay, so it was like an indirect body language. So now the army rule, which says that you can fire your weapon if your own army men is under threat. Now this is an important rule. In spite of this rule, the Indian soldiers did not take out their guns, did not take out their machine guns and fire. Okay, so let us see why our soldiers did not use the weapons. Remember, it was based initially on agreements. Now there are 5 agreements which speaks why the Indian soldiers did not use the weapons. Okay, now all these 5 agreements are questions for your prelims and mains. Okay, if you are in your interview or you're answering the mains, you will have to mention these agreements. This shows that you have the knowledge, you have the stuff to substantiate this answer. Now let us see what are these agreements. For first one is Article 6.1 of 1996, Article 6.4 of 1996, Article 10.1 of 1996, Article 1 of 2005 and Border Defense Cooperation 2013. Now the first one is Article 6.1 of 1996. Now this article says that neither side shall open fire, biodegradation, hazardous chemicals, blast operations, guns or explosives within 2 kilometers from the line of actual control. Now this article speaks about everything. Okay, any threat, like whether it be chemicals or your bomb blast or biodegradation, every threat within 2 kilometers of the line of actual control. So here they speak about the 2 kilometers. Okay, because every time you see the media or the newspaper, you read the term that within 2 kilometers there is supposed to be no activity, within 1 kilometer there is supposed to be no activity. Now which rule states that within 2 kilometer there should not be no activity. This is the article which speaks about that particular 2 kilometers. Okay, so article 6.1. Now there was one exception, that is this article shall not apply to routine firing activities in small arms firing ranges within these 2 kilometers. Okay, so this is the prelims question which will be asked over there. Article 6.1 which speaks about 2 kilometers. And now this article covers almost every threat. Next is Article 6.4 of 1996. Remember, border personnel of the two sides come in a situation due to differences on the alignment of the line of actual control of any other region. Now remember, they take necessary steps to avoid an escalation of the situation. So any problem comes, you need to take the steps, okay, to avoid the escalation of the situation, and they need to go in for consultations through diplomatic channels. So do not allow the situation to go out of control. So this article speaks about this, Article 6.4. Now Article 10.1, okay, now they say speed up the process of clarification and confirmation of the line of actual control. So from 6, now we have moved to 10. Now the 10 speaks speed up the process, okay, speed it up as soon as possible. Now next is Article 1 of 2005. Remember, here we resolve the boundary question through peaceful and friendly consultations, and neither side shall use or threaten to use force against other by any other means. Now this is also very important, and this conforms to 2005. The previous articles were 1996 and this is 2005. Now the next agreement is the Border Defense Cooperation 2013, and this is the latest one. It says both sides do not use military capability. Okay, very simple. Now the decision making issue. Okay, when the fight happened between the soldiers, the main reason why our Indian soldiers did not use firearms was to prevent the situation from escalating. Okay, they knew, okay, if you use a machine gun, or if you use the missiles, or if you use the bomb, the situation will go out of control, and this will become a very big news. So they did not use the firearms. They wanted the situation to be under control. So that is why they did not use the firearms. Now the second thing is, the fight was actually with hands. So remember, if you have seen the video or the picture, both of them are fighting with hands, okay, grabbing each other, rolling on the ground, and few were also captive. So they thought if you use the guns to fire, they may harm our own soldiers. Okay, now this is one important decision making issue which is going on over there. Okay, you fight with hands, and you know that both of them are rolling on the ground. You take your gun and you shoot. Okay, you think that you're shooting the Chinese, but invariably when they roll, okay, you might shoot your own colleague, that is your own Indian soldier. So that is why they did not use the guns. Now the prelims question is or your objective type question is prevention of escalation of the situation. Okay, now this particularly happens, or this particularly comes under which article? This is the question which will come in your prelims, which says Article 6.4 of 1996. Okay, remember Article 6.4 of 1996 speaks about this. And which article speaks about no weapons to be used? Remember, it is Article 6.1 of 1996. Okay, so if they ask you in the interview, or if they ask you in your mains, okay, why didn't our Indian soldiers did not use their weapons? Okay, they will ask you this. You can answer it is based on Article 6.4 of 1996 agreement and Article 6.1 of 1996 agreement. They did not want the weapons to be used, and they did not want to be in prevention of escalation of the situation. The commander over there, the chief over there, the soldiers over there, especially at the fight, okay, they took a logical decision of not escalating the situation by not using the arms, and by safeguarding more people, okay, more soldiers, okay, by not using the arms. So the next question is any previous incidents like this, because many media, many newspapers were saying that this is the first incident. where they used rods and stones to attack. Remember, this is not the first incident. A previous incident happened in Pangong So on May 6. So aspirants, students, if you like our channel, please do share our videos and click like. Okay, and please do post this over Facebook and Telegram groups and WhatsApp group, and even ask your friends, so that it will help us to do more and more videos. And post your comments and any doubts in the comment section. And thank you for your patient listening, and all the best for your exams.